In the annals of sociology, few names shine as brightly as Pierre Bourdieu. This French intellectual giant was a key figure in shaping the study of society in the 20th century. Bourdieu's work has left an indelible mark on sociology, introducing concepts like habitus, cultural capital, and social hierarchies to the discipline. To illustrate habitus, consider a born into a working-class family. They're likely to adopt the attitudes, values, and behaviors typical of that class, shaping their perspectives and actions throughout life. This is the habitus at work. It's a form of social conditioning that influences the way we perceive the world and our place within it. Cultural capital, another Bourdieu's concept, can be seen in how people with higher education or knowledge about art, literature, and music are often perceived to have a higher status in society. Think of how a degree from prestigious university might open doors, or how knowledge of fine wines might impress at a dinner party. That's cultural capital. Bourdieu's notion of social hierarchies is evident in the workplace. A lower-level employee may have a brilliant idea, but fears voice it due to their position in the hierarchy. This power dynamic is part of what Bourdieu termed symbolic violence. His theories, far from being abstract musings, have practical applications that resonate in our everyday lives. His notable works such as Distinction, The Logic of Practice, and The Forms of Capital are still considered seminal texts. They serve as a blueprint to understand the complexities of social life, breaking down the invisible structures that govern our actions, decisions, and interactions. Bourdieu's theories offer a lens through which we can examine the world around us, providing a roadmap to navigate the labyrinth of social norms and expectations. For instance, an awareness of habitus could help us understand why some people feel out of place in certain social settings due to their upbringing, social class. Bourdieu's ideas continue to shape our understanding of society and its intricacies. But what exactly are these concepts, and how do they affect our daily lives? Stay tuned to find out. Imagine a fish swimming in water, oblivious to the water's influence on its movements. This mirrors Bourdieu's concept of habitus. Our world, very similar to the fish's water, is saturated with socialized norms and behaviors that subtly steer our behavior and thinking. These are the habits, skills, and dispositions that we accumulate throughout our lives, often without consciously recognizing their influence. Picture the family traditions you grew up with, the routines you followed at school, the societal norms that you abide by, like standing in line or shaking hands when you meet someone. These ingrained practices become a part of your identity. They sculpt your reactions, your preferences, your decisions, and even your dreams. This is habitus at work. Let's delve deeper. Contemplate how you automatically say please and thank you, or how you instinctively cover your mouth when you yawn. These are dispositions you've obtained, elements of your habitus. Even our patterns of speech, our food preferences, our clothing choices are largely shaped by the hidden influences of habitus. Bourdieu was fascinated with these taken-for-granted practices. They're mostly unconscious, yet they mold our actions and perceptions in profound ways. As Bourdieu underscores in his book The Logic of Practice, habitus is not the fate that some people read into it. Being the product of history, it is an open system of dispositions that is constantly subjected to experiences and therefore constantly affected by them in a way that either reinforces or modifies its structures. So it's not a rigid framework, but a fluid one, adapting and evolving with our experiences. Yet it subtly guides our every action, social navigation. So, habitus, in essence, is the water in which we are fish, subtly directing our social navigation. In Bourdieu's perspective, capital isn't solely about the tangible aspect of money. It encompasses facets like culture, social connections, and even our physical demeanor. Let's delve into Bourdieu's comprehensive connotation of capital. Imagine this: you're in the throes of a job interview. The interviewer is beyond evaluating your professional credentials. They're also observing your mannerisms, your attire, your peculiarities in music preference. This embodies what Bourdieu coined as cultural capital. This refers to the potpourri of symbolic elements like skills, tastes, posture, and material possessions that you accrue by being a member of a certain social class. This could range from mastering a foreign language to being well-versed in high-end fashion trends or having a knack for fine dining etiquettes. Imagine a scenario where you are at a social event. The way you are perceived and treated isn't merely reliant on your charm or wit. It is dictated by your social connections, your prestige, your standing in society. Bourdieu termed this as social capital and symbolic capital. For instance, being a member of an influential club or having an acquaintance with an industry leader can boost your social capital. Symbolic capital, on the other hand, could be reflected in being a prominent philanthropist or a respected influencer in your social circles. Cultural capital isn't a universal concept. It varies across different settings. In an educational milieu, possessing a degree from an esteemed institution could serve as cultural capital. Similarly, in the realm of sports, being an accomplished player or having technical knowledge about a particular game could be a form of cultural capital. In the art domain, the capacity to understand and appreciate avant-garde art could be another manifestation. Bourdieu's forms of capital are akin to a diverse social currency, eliciting respect and acknowledgement in various avenues of life. They guide us in steering our lives, contouring our opportunities and experiences. It's like a multifaceted social currency, commanding respect and recognition in diverse arenas of life. Bourdieu's theories don't shy away from the elephant in the room, social inequalities. Bourdieu's concepts of habitus and capital provide us with a unique lens to view and understand social hierarchies and inequalities. Picture this: an individual's habitus, defined by their upbringing and experiences, plays a role in shaping their tastes, preferences, and actions. These actions, in turn, can either be rewarded or penalized, depending on the forms of capital they possess. Capital here isn't just wealth or money, but also aligns with cultural, social, and symbolic forms. To illustrate this, let's consider a few examples. A person with a high level of cultural capital, such as one who is well versed in classical music or fine arts, might find themselves readily accepted in elite social circles, thus occupying a higher position in the social hierarchy. Conversely, an individual lacking in this cultural capital might find themselves excluded, thereby perpetuating societal inequalities. Now consider another scenario. We have a person with a strong network of influential friends, exhibiting a high social capital. This network can potentially open doors that remain closed for those with fewer resources. A good example of this could be job opportunities that often come from knowing the right people. Let's not forget symbolism. An individual with symbolic capital, like a military medal or a prestigious degree, can also influence their social standing. These tokens of recognition provide them a certain level of respect and acknowledgement in society, which may not be afforded to those without such symbolic accolades. In Bourdieu's perspective, society operates like a giant game of chess, with each player's moves influenced by their habitus and capital. These concepts not only explain our positions in the game, but they also shed light on why some players have a head start, while others lag behind, struggling to make their move. These examples reflect the intrinsic link between habitus, capital, and the social hierarchy we observe around us.